Built in 1890, the Scarborough House was the home of William and Sara Scarborough. Scarborough was a classic scholar and president of Wilberforce University from 1908 until 1920. The home was designed and constructed by faculty and students in the carpentry and construction trades of the combined normal and industrial department at Wilberforce University, now known as Central State University. William Sanders Scarborough was born February 16, 1852 in Macon, Georgia, to a slave mother and free black father. He entered Atlanta University in the fall of 1869 and after 2 years became the first graduate of that institution. Traveling north to Ohio, he earned both a bachelor's and a master's degree in the classics at Oberlin College. In 1877, Wilberforce President Benjamin F. Lee selected William Scarborough to serve as chair of the university's Greek and Latin Studies department. Scarborough gained national recognition with the 1881 publication of First Lessons in Greek, the first university Greek textbook authored by an African American. Throughout the decade, he published widely and was in great demand as a public speaker. In 1892, Scarborough was appointed professor of New Testament Greek and literature at the newly created Payne Theological Seminary in Wilberforce. Returning to Wilberforce University in 1897, he served as vice president and chair of the classical department before being appointed president in 1908. Always a forceful advocate for African American higher education, he lived in Wilberforce until his death in 1926. Sarah Bierce Scarborough was an 1875 graduate of State Normal School of Oswego, New York. She served as principal of the Wilberforce University Normal Department from 1877 to 1887. That year, the department was taken over by the state of Ohio and reorganized as the Combined Normal and Industrial Department, which she headed until 1914. She also held the rank of professor and taught English and teacher education in the normal school. She retired in 1921 after 43 years of service to the university. During her long career as an educator, Sara Scarborough also wrote fiction for women's magazines and assisted in the production of First Lessons in Greek and Recollections of 70 Years by Daniel Payne. Sara Scarborough, who was white, married William Scarborough in 1881. The couple had worked together earlier in Macon, Georgia, and were reunited when both were hired by Wilberforce University. The marriage proved controversial within the black and white communities of Wilberforce and the tiny nearby town of Xenia. Helen Hoeven Santmeyer, Xenia native and author of Ohio Town and Ladies of the Club, wrote of Sara Scarborough.
In Boston, before the Civil War, when abolition was fought for passionately by those who believed in it, 3 young girls, innocent, hoop-skirted, naive Victorians, solemnly pledged themselves to prove their belief in equality of the races by marrying Negroes. One of them fulfilled her vow. All the remaining decades of the 19th century and into the 20th, she lived out at the university, in a community and at a time when the color line was rigidly drawn by both races.
The Scarboroughs called their home Trenton Place after Trenton Park, the setting in Anthony Tripoli's novel Mr. Scarborough's Family. Trenton Place received international notice after it was showcased as one of 6 Negro homes at the Universal Exhibition in Paris in 1900. The architecture, a Queen Anne style, was considered unique for the area at that time. From the very beginning, the home served as a center of culture and entertainment for students and faculty alike. Most notable were the lawn picnics and evening dinner parties. Sold to Wilberforce University after the death of William Scarborough, it later became home to Central State University's first president, Charles H. Wesley, and subsequent university presidents. Shortly before it was destroyed by the April 1974 tornado, it was named to the National Register of Historic Places. The podcasts are a project of Central State University archivist Sheila Darrow and English professor Amy Hobbs Harris, and funded by the Central State University Office of the President and Office of Sponsored Programs and Research. Visit the university website at centralstate.edu.